Alright, so today, let's do another apple dessert. But this time, a little bit of a kick to it. We're going to do an apple cobbler, but we're going to throw some Fireball whiskey into it. Let's see how this turns out.
We're Denny and Dan.
Come with us as we make quick, delicious, economical meals and spend some time with our puppy dogs.
Come join us.
Alright, so as I said today, we're going to make a different kind of apple dessert. I don't have my cameraman with me right now, but we'll get through this. Let me point you all down here to where the work is going to be done. And what I'm doing right now is I've got 5 apples that I cut up and cored. I'm just chopping them up into more bite-sized pieces here. And you could use a can of apple pie filling or even homemade apple pie filling if you can your own. That's perfectly fine too. But we're going to put that into the bowl here. And we're going to preheat an oven to 375 degrees. And you may have seen something like this online, but I didn't buy Jack Daniels, so I'm not calling it Jack Daniels apple cobbler. So we've got our apple cut up here, and now we're going to take our next ingredient, which is some brown sugar, about a cup of packed brown sugar, and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. There we go. I'm using a ½ teaspoon here, so I did that twice. Put that one over here. We're going to get this mixed together. And this just has all them flavors that pretty much go with your whole fall theme. So now that we got that mixed together, we're going to go to our next ingredient. We're going to set this aside, and we're going to go to a can of refrigerated biscuit dough. So that's just one of those things that, you know, unless you want to mix up the cobbler topping, this is just something very easy. Now I'm using, I want to say jumbo biscuits, I think these are. Yeah, jumbo butter biscuits. Now, good Lord, it's got butter in it. Where can that go wrong? And we're just going to cut them into little quarter pieces. And if you've ever made something like this, or what your thought is on the cinnamon whiskey, I've never tried it, but you know, it's easily found, and you know, unless you're not a big fan of cinnamon, you really gotta I guess be into the cinnamon for this recipe. But you know, you can always figure something out. So what we're going to do now that we got our biscuits all cut up here, set everything aside here, we're going to take 8 tablespoons of melted butter, and we're just going to dip our biscuits in there and toss them in the sugar cinnamon mix. You know what? I'm not a patient person when it comes to dessert. I mean, when you got somebody that you feed like I do, and they sit there and moan the whole time while you're getting stuff ready because, oh my God, they're starving to death. That's one of the reasons I married him. Alright, so our biscuits are all coated. On to the next step. We've got the 5 apples that I've chopped up. I'm going to add a half a teaspoon of cinnamon to that. And you can get these little bottles at convenience stores, tobacco stores, grocery stores, liquor stores. You just need a 1/4 cup, and that's about the size of a 1/4 cup. So we're going to add that to our apples. Not bad. Not bad at all. That's why you gotta love Julia Child. That woman knew how to cook. But now we got our apples, and we're just gonna toss them around here. Get them all coated with the cinnamon and the whiskey. And in a prepared baking dish, I just sprayed some non-stick coating in there. We're going to add some of our apples to the bottom. Somewhat evened out into a nice layer. And we're going to top with our biscuits here. Switch this around a little bit. Where can you go wrong with a recipe that involves butter biscuits, butter on the apples and on the biscuits, brown sugar. I mean, there's just so many things to this recipe that you can't go wrong with this. Now we're going to put some more of our apples on the top of this. Get some of that juice in there with it as well. You know. Get that all somewhat evenly distributed. And that's going to go now with some chopped pecans, about half a cup of chopped pecans. We're going to put this into a 375-degree oven. So while our apple cobbler is in the oven, we have it in a 375-degree oven for about 30 to 40 minutes. We need to get the icing made. What I've got is 1 cup of powdered sugar. And to that I'm adding 2 tablespoons of water. You can add heavy cream, you can add milk, but pretty much what you're going for is just a nice, thick icing. We're going to mix this all up, and pretty much that's what you're looking for. A nice thick icing that's going to pour out nice and easy. So, now we just got to wait 40 minutes and we'll be ready to ice these babies. See you back. Alright, so our cobbler is ready to come out of the oven. Actually looks pretty good. So we're going to take these off. We're going to get our icing here. I might need a spatula for this. And we're going to pour this icing just generously across all this. Get some of it brought down here. And that's that. So, there's Fireball apple cobbler. Give this recipe a try. Hit that like and subscribe button. Share this recipe with your friends, family, neighbors, or keep it to yourself. Nobody likes to share dessert. Have a good day. We'll see you in the next video.